Greetings, Bill here. It is Saturday, the 26th of March. I'm starting to get a little bit long in the scruff here because my personal barber is visiting, who I'm married to, is visiting her mom, and I'm going to pick her up in a couple hours. Anyhow, I'm going to do a shave with some new stuff I got, and I'm going to do a little bit of a talk. Okay. The soap of the day is Phoenix Artisan A2. It's a homage to Brute, which is Brute is really my favorite aftershave and smell. It always has been. It's what I've always used. It still ranks at the top of the list of most glorious stanks. Using I have two Simpson brushes, an Emperor 2 and an Emperor 3. This is the Emperor 3. I don't know why I didn't buy the Emperor 3 in the beginning. I'm not a big brush collector, but I like it. I got brushes that I like. Okay, what am I going to use today? Okay, first out of the gate, and if you've looked into what's new to you today, yesterday came in some gold dollars. Okay, this one I'm not going to shave with. Okay, I am gonna. I was interested. I was very surprised at the appearance of these as they came in when it was compared to my other ones. And people should make no mistake, okay, that these people are pretty serious about I don't know what kind of sales volume they have, but they're pretty serious about some improvements they've been making. Okay, their new razors don't have the shoulder that you used to have to grind off, and this one, I'm looking at this one, and it's kind of straight down along the line, and let's see if we can catch that on the camera. You could kind of see, this homeware I did not put in there. There is some homeware on that. Let's see. Not sure that's coming through, but it's there, and maybe they're watching some of the YouTube videos where people are doing the tap and wobble test, and they're seeing their razors a little bit wobble, and then they put some tape on the edge and grind this thing down or something. I don't really know. But I bought a bunch of these. These should be a little bit easier. And in terms of the edge, I won't shave with this, okay? But this is much sharper than any of these things I've got in the past. But they'll be good educational tools. I think I'm going to title this shave the Blackland Vector versus the gold dollar. Okay, because this is another new thing that came in, and there's a story behind that. This one right here, okay, this is a copy of, they're trying to get the shape, and this is kind of what they do. I took this, I didn't put it on stones. I just figured I'd strop, but I started off because I wanted to see what is their little strop that comes with it, to give you an idea of the length of a strop. Okay, here's my real long strop. Okay, so I started stropping, and I ultimately went to flat paddle strops that have CBN abrasive on there, and I worked it a little bit, and I don't know exactly how they sharpen this, but looking under magnification, okay, it's like where I worked, I polished kind of in the middle. It's almost like they have a compound bevel in the opposite direction of what I'm doing, where I'm hollowing bevels. And on the last step, I went with a roost drop on flat, and I'm not quite getting out to the edge on that. So I'm looking. I'm thinking, okay, I'll find out how rough it is. Okay. I'm looking at it and I'm saying this could be a little bit of a rough shaver right now. And maybe the answer is because, is with a hanging strop, because you get a little bit of a bending there that it can reach up to it, and eventually you could smooth that out. But I'm going to try this as it is. So at least a little bit. Yeah, this is really, really tuggy. Okay. So where I thought it would be, and it's very rough. But I'm gonna hone this up on my convex gear, and I'm pretty sure that I can get this to perform. This will be a little bit more tougher. This is one of these things where the blade has a smile, but the spine, which is your honing guide, is straight. So in normal methods that are taught, to maintain that smile, you gotta kind of swoop it around. Okay, with a convex tone, there's a little bit different things that you can do with that to maintain that. But if you're one of the guys who has never used convex hones, but you're in the position where you can tell me how bad they are, you would use it the way you use your hone, and you would go like this on a curved surface. And what you would do is you would wear that from a smile to a frown, okay? Because that's what you do when you don't know how to use a convex hone. Anyhow, gonna lather up and then go to the Vector. And the story behind the Vector is part of the story behind the Vector. I want a little bit more water here. Part of the story behind the Vector is I didn't buy into any of the Artist Club single edge razors earlier on, because I just didn't want to. I wanted to limit the blade formats that I had. And then once I got the Artist Club Chevette, okay, and went from there, then it became, well, I have these blades anyhow. And I started looking around, and this tool, it's beautiful. And people rave about how well this shaves. Great gent loaned me his, and I shaved with it, and I loved it. My results confirmed everything that I had heard. My opinion, I think this is the top, okay, safety razor for shaves. And for me, I'll play with it some more with different blades, but today I have a Pro Guard because I got such a real good shave with that. But when I went to buy one, it was like, they're out. And, I had a little bit of fun, and I was maybe a little brutal to the folks at Blackland. I don't know. Because my feeling was if I'm going to buy a premium piece, I'd like to have it in stock. And it was like a year. It's like, a year later maybe. And I finally got mine, okay? And I went out and I bought this. Okay, this is a Razor Rock Hawk. And this is a good shaver, and I like this, and I doubt it'll get as much use as this one will, but I'm pretty sure that I'll use it at some point in time. So, one of the reasons that I kind of start saying, like, calling this the vapor razor and, making a lot of fun of it, was because I had noticed there were, my pet razor was the Essence razor, okay? And I had noticed, and both of these razors are premium pieces, and you got to pay to play. And you can say, well, this should only cost this, or this should only cost this. Well, I'm sorry. That's, this is what the free market is about. And the gentleman who designed and came up with this razor, he did it all with his own money. Okay, he financed everything completely on his own. And I remember when it came out, and I was one of the early guys here on YouTube that started doing videos on this and using this. And it's probably the one video I made that has more hits than any other. Maybe second to the first one I did on convex honing. Okay. But I remember this coming out, and then there were other people that got these and were reviewing these. And the biggest objection was, the cost. I can't, and this is the components for this are made in China. Okay. And because it would have cost, if you're complaining about the cost of this now, you should have this made in Switzerland or somewhere in Europe and see how much it costs then to have this made. But the components were gathered back together and assembled, as I understand, in Switzerland, where the company is located. But people were very almost derogatory and degrading. Well, it's just a Chevette. I would never pay that for a Chevette. It's like, okay, dude, well, go out and buy yourself an $8 Chevette, okay? And so it is what you want. And the same thing applies here. So being the person who kind of took offense at that, especially when somebody would buy one of these and would begin to justify why this is so great and why it's worth it. It's expensive, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Well, that the Essence razor is worth it too. And I'm pretty consistent. This is worth the price. I whined and complained about it. But as soon as they went on sale, and there was a little bit of enablement going, my great friend Brian Scuttlesoap from the Shave Den, he is the master of enablement. He sends me a gift certificate, okay, with a notification, PMs me a gift certificate with a notification that, hey, these are coming out and this is the release date. So how could I not buy that? And Brian, I cannot thank you enough. Your generosity is very much appreciated, and you're just one of the family. Okay, and speaking of the family, the Shaving Cadre, this is the place you go. Okay, this is the forum where if you convex hone, you're allowed to talk about it. Okay, there's other forums where you're just not allowed to do that. This is something you're not allowed to talk about, which I don't get. You're not allowed to talk about something on a shave forum. I don't really get. But friendly people, and I just can't imagine any other forum where people are friendly and close enough that they would do that sort of thing for one another in the same way that the great people from the cadre do that. And so I should get to shave here. This really shouldn't take long. Now I didn't buy the big barrel handle that I saw some of the guys, but I think they must have been out of stock in that, or maybe it's something. Maybe it's a California thing where they only allow that kind of thing in California. But I just like this. This is just like really cool and really fast. And I've like talked. I'm 14 minutes in, and this shave is gonna take no time at all. This is it is the razor that I find to be just so intuitive, and just like I've talked about in straights, the steel, you're using an Artist Club blade, which there's a couple I haven't used. But I've used most of them, and the sharpness of them is is just really, really there. I mean, it's like they seem to do the job really, really well. Let's see. The shaping plate that was on the giveaway was given away. Unfortunately, I know at least one person from the shaving cadre went over there. At least one person went over there and put their number in for it. But those of you that are interested in honing with the convex thing and trying the edge, I've got 5 razors. I'll let you hone them and take them with you. I'll double check them. And this was one of the things about this razor that I really, really liked. The ability to kind of make those cross grain things. If I could do that with a straight razor, my shaves would be much, much better with open edge blades. And maybe one of the things I'll do is maybe I'll keep one of these Artist Club safety razors handy when I want to be lazy and I want to just do a lazy man's cleanup. I call it lazy man's, but it's like this was one of the things I liked about this. I may do a 4-pass shave. Because I didn't even really go against grain on my face pattern. I'm about as close now as I normally would ever get, with the exception. But I do know that with a Pro Guard blade, that I can easily tolerate. And most of the time, my straights I do like 4 passes anyhow. There's a lot of people that really like the soap's performing well. A lot of people really like it. This is like the CK6. A lot of people really like it. It's good soap. My opinion is that because I don't think there's any animal beef tallow or anything in there. This does have a different feel to it, and I can see why people like it. I prefer an animal-based, tallow-based product. Vector for the win. It is It is the BBS Master. This is like, I'd found, I usually tell people, not to chase the baby, but I always, when I had the loaner, and I'll probably do it with that every time, because I just have not noticed an irritation. It's a great tool. I'm glad I got it. Even though I did whine, and I really, really, really whined about not having a Vector, not having one available to buy. Okay, and then I think when they went on sale again, I think about 3 of them went up for in different places. Buy, sell, trade. Okay, so then afterwards, and I bought this stuff. I'm not going to use alum, or I'm not going to use switch hazel, but I bought this stuff. This is the Phoenix. This is, you can tell how old it is now. They have this sort of pump thing, the Star Jelly in the because when A2 was opened up to, originally they had that as a limited type thing, and then it was kind of opened up to everybody, and then they had a thing where they had the whole series. I mean, I bought the shampoo, I bought the bath soap, I bought the Star Jelly, and I bought the aftershave, and this is just a really, really great feeling stuff to go on. I'm not sure if you're supposed to or not, whether that's supposed to be, because they call that an aftershave. What do they call that? Star Jelly aftershave. I just, since I love the Brute stuff, the A2 here as well. So it's like A2. That reminds me. There was one of these guys that really hates me, and because of how I sharpen my razors, and he sent a friend of mine a message entitled it A2, like you're a traitor, because he was supporting my right to talk about my shaving stuff. And it's like, okay, so you're gonna send him a PM, and that guy he is one of the most prolific shave posters, one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to talk to and interact with. Okay, and this nitwit feels like he's got to make an attack on him because he's a friend of mine. It's like, and why is that on my mind? Because that kind of comes in with where I think about shave forums, because I can tell you where to go to find that kind of stuff and find those kind of people. Okay, but you don't want to go there. And you really, at the shaving cadre, you should look that up, because you don't find that there. You find like guys that are friendly and giving, and we joke with one another, and those that are a little sharp with the jokes, and while they're good donors, they're also good recipients, because you get to give it back to them, and we just have a lot of fun. I mean, it's like I'm gonna be going to Las Vegas with these guys. These are people I didn't even know these people a year ago. Okay, but I have that much trust and friendship that we've built up here at the cadre that I really, really enjoy it. Okay, and I anticipate there's going to be a lot of fun things to do. Okay, so please go there. The powder cannon. Okay, see, I get to where I get that first shot out of there. Okay, and although it still comes out in clumps. And then I got the last little bit. And the use of talc is something that's like, my wife, her license is no longer active, but she is a licensed barber. She went to barbering school because she thought that might be something that she would want to do when we were younger. And it just never worked out that way. But I can remember there was a time, she doesn't do it anymore, but when she would give me a haircut and she would trim the nape, okay, where you would do it with an edgy tool or whatever, she would always put powder on my neck, and I always, it was and it's just something that I've really come to like. So great shave. So in the end, Vector versus the gold dollar. 1 inch with the gold dollar. And I'll hone that up at some point in time. I don't know if I'll bring that one to Vegas with me or not. I'll probably work on that here. If I don't get to it and I do bring it to Vegas, it might be one that would be one I'll do on a demo. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air, and I don't know how many people are going to be interested in it. So 26 minutes in, the shave with the Vector, fast, close, really good. The PAA A2, most glorious stank, really great. I hope all of you enjoy the balance of your weekend and have a great week in the week to come. So thanks for tuning in.